All right. We're back with another stream. It's Belmont Stakes Day. For some reason this year, the races aren't on NBC, they're on Fox. So I don't have a streaming platform on it, but I can use I'm going to try either FanDuel or just like one of those previews, but wait for the race. To be honest with you, this year I didn't really follow racing that much. Changing jobs and whatever, the prep races, and I was so sick too for a large portion of that time. But it looks like a really good race between the Kentucky Derby winner and the Preakness winner. And there was a couple of nice little long shots in the race that I think have a shot by just looking at it. But I haven't really analyzed the race. The race for me is something that I would take a couple of days to analyze, look at different numbers, and run some pace figures and stuff. But I don't have the software right now that I used to. Um, so we're going to. I'm going to put it on my phone. Let's see. I'm going to go to the daily racing forum, which will um, tell me when the race, how many minutes till the race starts. I think I can do that. Then I can utilize that 5 minutes to that preview to watch the race. If not, we'll just watch the replay on YouTube. Let's see. Let's find Saratoga. And to be really honest with you, the Belmont Stakes is more interesting to me now that there is at Saratoga, not Belmont. I never liked that track and thought, I think this one's it. Nope, it's race 13. Supposed to, will be at, yeah. See, the horse is really interesting to me. Um, I mean, Sovereignty and Journalism are the two top favorites. Sovereignty winning the Kentucky Derby and Journalism winning the Preakness. So we've got those guys, and then the horse that came in third in the Derby was also running in here, and it looks pretty loaded. But there is a long shot horse um, that I like a lot is Uncaged. He's going off at 16-1 right now. Um, I like his breeding a lot, and these big time races, I look at breeding more than I do just going to Lone Star Park and doing what I need. Just that's something I haven't really done this year. I haven't been out to the races at all, just because of the new job and all. But I think I'm going to change that here real soon. Uh, Thought about going today, but I didn't wake up in time to really go out there and go. Um, but right now, my alliance is at war with three different alliances. I'm not counting the little roach alliances that um, we have issues with all the time that most of the server have marked. But also on Discord, they're having a kill event. Seen rack up the most deal. I found out about it a little bit late because I'm not on our server Discord. So we're gonna crash some defenses today and see if we can rack up some numbers. And today I actually tiered up my Romulan Bat 70 battleship. It is now, oops, wrong thing. I got it up to tier 9, And I also got, you see, I've got the armor and the shield both um, upgraded on it. I was actually able to do one upgrade on the Kretschna, and I was able to do a couple on the Enterprise E. That and some research that I've done has put me ahead in the leaderboard event, or I was at one time. There was somebody. Let's see, where am I? I'm second. Let's see who's ahead of me. Okay. I mean, honestly, Scotty's not that great of an officer. I don't, in my opinion. Uh, a loot gain off for Armada and reduces enemy shields by whatever. He's okay. It's not. I'm not trying for him. He just came into a situation to where um, I'm upgrading stuff that I need to upgrade. I usually wait for the weekends to do any kind of upgrades. Because why do it for free when you can get paid for it, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? For with officer shards. So I was able to unlock him through the milestone event, and I've got him at tier 1 and 21 shards to tier 2. Looks like I'll probably get him to tier 2 before the end of the arc. Maybe even get him close to tier 3. Like I said, I don't think he's that great of an officer. I mean, but like I said, anytime you get a PVE officer that you can throw below deck, that's a good thing. But he's right now he's going to be really low tiered. It's going to be hard for him. He won't make. I doubt he would make my number 1 ship. He might be like on the 3rd ship on a wave defense or something like that right now. But uh, and this is good depending on what alliances you're in, because I knew that when we did the merge and I was in an alliance, um, a lot of the people in my alliance didn't appreciate that I put Geordie for the loot gain. Um, in fact, most of them didn't want me in their uh, armada because of it. So it just depends on your server and the way people are about loot gain officers and that, because I don't know, it just depends. Let's see, how close are we? I've got that one, but see, him and Carol Marcus are um, competing for the same loot, and I've got Carol Marcus ready to take her to tier 4. Where is she at? Here she is. Whoops. They're using the same stuff, and I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there. Maybe in a couple days I'll have her done. Then I can start working on getting Dr. McCoy up. This will put Carol Marcus in tier 4 for me, and her loot gain for those hostels will be considerable at that point. And I finally finished my last ship that I'm going to make probably uh, until we go to G7. I made another Greshnor just because I had a whole bunch of those shards. I went ahead and made another one, and I tiered it up to like tier 2, and that might be all I take it. Not sure. But if you're watching, tell me what server you're on, what ops level you're on, and what ship you're working on if you're working on one right now. Know we got a few people watching right now. Say hi. Don't be shy. It's a lot more fun when we can do a dialogue. But I'm about to This defense is about to go off in just a few seconds. And when we do, we're going to go in there and have some fun. And we might as well just go on in because they're probably already set up. And we'll go in there. And we're gone. He went up to 70. He'd been at 69 for quite a while. All right, let's bring our Enterprise E in here so we can start get some more out of here. They're gonna bolt. All right, let's get this guy. He's cloaking. Let's go for it. Bring in the little guy. Going all four. Okay, let's just start killing. Hey, let's go ahead and just kill these guys. Oh, wait a minute, let's go here with it instead. This is kind of like this is like playing like uh, wave defense and on so many levels. Get my B ship. Okay, let's go into the one. Let's see if there's any more. See if there's any other node that's got more ships in it. Was that ship? It's not locking on the ship. He must not be fully on the node or some kind of crap like that. It's a B ship. We'll get the other one there. Okay, let's go with D. Take D up here. I don't know what's up with that. I can't get on it. Well, let's just go into the. Let's just play musical chairs here. We're going to go into the gamma now. What's funny about it is I got two other ships that probably none of those guys can kill either. But it's hard enough to do 4 at one time. Trying to do 6. I don't think I could handle it. Let's go up here. Oh, they got a bunch of. They're trying to do that little thing up there. Well, hey, we can go up there and tear them up too. Okay, go B, C, and D. Whoops. Okay, go up there at B and take it. Man, it keeps pulling that over here. I'm going to move it over just a little bit. Let's put that one up there. We'll get this one here. This is what you call clearing out a territory. And let's get him. It's time to go into the next one. Let's take the other. Let's take all the other ones over back into A. Back into A. Back into A. Is he not in here? No, he's not. Yeah, this is getting kind of tedious, but I, like I said, I'm a little bit far behind. I didn't know about the whole the whole thing about the kill event, so I'm trying. Okay, let's see. Let's send my A ships already down there. Let's go. Okay, let's time to go to a different node. We'll just keep rocking it along. Same dead kind of dead node thing. I don't know what's going on there, but gonna go back into alpha. Let that one do its last killing. Well, them are in here getting some. It's going okay. No, I'm just not talking. I'm kind of focused on trying to kill as many of these ships as I can. Sorry about that. See, they're not that smart. If they're going to sting me, why don't they just go into the other system? You know? Instead of just feeding me it. That's what I want is kills, so they're just feeding them to me like dumbasses. But stinging doesn't really do anything because all I gotta do is get my disco and go then come right back. So they're kind of wasting their. See, that would be the thing. If they were smart, they would just sting me, then all go into their other system and abandon this one if they thought there was some way if it was gonna stop me and somehow. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. Stinging only Stinging only helps if you got somebody in your alliance that could come in here and clean my clock because I'm stung, but they don't have anybody in their alliance. They've got a 70 guy, but for some reason he decided he's not going to engage with us anymore. I got one left. We'll get this one here. And we'll get my enterprise down there after that one. See, now the system is completely empty except for one guy here, and we're going to get him here. But now all I have after I clear all these ships. Okay, let's go. D. I'm gonna go get my disco, bring that one back, get rid of the sting, uh, use my disco, bring this one back, get rid of the sting, recall, and those two are the stings wore off on them. So now we're gonna go down into the beta system, or I guess it's the beta system, yeah. Guess I'm all in there. What's going on? Still shows me on. Oh, okay. Show me. Oh, it's clear of the sting. A while ago. Okay. What it is recall, recall, and now we go back for fun. Would that one ever not get recalled out of the system? Let's see. Okay, recall. Okay, what's going on with this one? Okay, it must be in there. It must have got stung as soon as it got in there. Okay, let's go. Okay, now that one's in here. Now, if they all would just scatter into the other system, then it would slow me down some, but it's not slowing me down at all, you know? Okay, that one's not on the node, I don't think. What's going on with this one? Why is this one not? Oh, that's that messed up node one. That's right. And we'll do another disco jump here in a second. Clear the sting, and we'll go into ones where there are more people in it. Okay, we got. First, we're gonna get rid of these guys. Why instant repair? I don't have none of those. I don't have those on my ship. You're talking about like that field training deal. I don't have those on. I don't think they make them for the 70 ships anyway. But I can just do this, man. If I want to get out of there, it's no biggie. I mean, that's a dead mechanic for me. I've got all this stuff that's primary what I use it for is just for this. And I just go recall. Okay, that one must be still out. Recall. Okay. Being a little buggy. There we go. I was gonna change systems anyway, so uh nah, I think I'm done. I've killed uh, who I killed over 300 of them, so yeah, see all this is all from this TC here, over 300. So we got our Discord has a kill event going right now where the most they're tracking on who has the most kills and which alliance has the most kills. Right now we're way ahead on the alliance part, but I didn't know about it until like 4 days into it, so I'm trying to catch up. And plus we got some political crap going on with the farmers and in our on our servers. We're trying to put them in their place, and so right now my alliance is at war with three other alliances. Why don't you kill their instant repair pad stats? Shipments. Yes, I don't know. I don't understand what you're saying. What is their instant repair ship? Okay. So the next one, let's see when the next one is. Ah, let's see. We got 5 minutes for the next one. Oh, and these guys here, man, they'll throw trash ships at you like you won't see. But what we'll do after this TC, I don't think the next one that I'm gonna hit is until later tonight, 4 hours from now. I don't think there's another one. Let's see who's next after this one. They're friendly, so I can't get them, and then I think ours is next. After that, 3 hour. No, there's one more. It's in between. Where is it at? Well, I guess it's our allies, so we can't. I can't go in there. Yeah. Okay. So after we get done with this next one here, and oh hell, I might as well go in there. They're gonna be stacked up in there. Might as well start. I just won't hit none of any of their survey ships before it officially starts. That's all they got out right now. So, like I said, they'll put junk ships all throughout here. I'll just cherry pick the real ships until they bring until it officially starts. There's one up there. Okay, let's go into the other one of the other systems. There's another one right there. Okay, I guess we can go into the. Oh, there's one more. Get my B ship and get him. See, they're fair game on our server once it starts, but before and afterwards, they go back to the regular row rules. So that's why I'm not hitting the surveys. I'll be popping the crap out of them because if they want to bring a knife to a gunfight, then more power to them. They're going to get popped. Nah, no. I mean, there is not a mining ship in the game that can touch any of my ships. I mean, hell, my Gashnor, I'm sitting there taking going OCP hunting with it and taking like 5 minute damage after I kill 4 ships with it, you know. So, but I'm using a PvP crew in it though. Who else I got? I got him. He's still in the other one. Yeah, they were telling me about somebody had so many kills. That's what I said. Well, hold my beer. I'm off for the next 4 days so I can do whatever I want. Usually I have to fight over these ships for my guys that are in there, but they're not doing it today. I'm looking for ships, just for ships right now. Here's one. Okay, now they're fair game. But we're gonna move into the more crowded system though. Now it started its fair game. This system had the most ships in it, so we're going there first. What's going on with that? Am I not in that system? Oh, I didn't bring it in yet. Yeah, see, he's got one of those. He fortified. Like that's gonna do anything. All right. I mean, what those guys were trying to do with the Sting could have been effective if they all lit out and went into the next system, but they didn't do that. They were dumb. They But the most effective is if you sting a guy, then he can't get out of there. Then one of your guys that can go and pops him. But the problem is they don't have anybody on their in their alliance that can pop any of the four of my ships. Basically six if I wanted to go ahead and send my cubes, like I said, but that's a little bit too busy for me. Keeping four going is hard enough. Yeah, I miss some. Let's see, you get B, go up there and get that one. And D, go up there and get that one. And A, go down here. K, C, and D, B. If he was going to cloak, why didn't he just do it begin with where I wouldn't see him? That's kind of dumb. We're going to move here after I get these because there's the thin and out. They move to a different, most of them move to the different system. But after I'm going to kill few more of these and then we're going to move. Okay, let's get this one. Let this one go get that one. And we'll go into beta. I'm really surprised none of my guys are in here. I guess he's not in here yet. Gosh, did none of them get here? I thought they all got here, but I guess not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I knew these guys would be good for a bunch of points. A bunch. Where am I? Man, there's so many targets. Which one's going all the way down there? I guess. Here we go. Here we go. Now this should get fun. Okay, let's see. Let's go up here with this one. Can the Reliant do? No, it's not a mining ship. It's made for one thing to go out into that system and uh, farm those D7s. That's the only thing it's really made for. It's a one trick pony. I'm trying to find out where are these at. Okay, they're up there. Okay, let's go there. Let's see ship go. Okay, let's see. Now we're going to go up here. Yeah, somebody hit my. It's okay. Why is he just sitting there? Could be helping a little bit. I'm gonna get way more than 300 in this one. Man, it's like I'm not gonna even have to ever leave this. No, it's one in here, man. They keep loading me back up. We're about to go there and do some. What happened? Why did it do that crap for? That's my alarm. I work some Saturday, so it's kind of hooked up to where, like if I'm still working. Okay, let's get this one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Yeah. Who knows how many I got now? They keep loading this system up. I keep killing them. Why won't it load that ship? Yeah, I've got so busy it's hard to it's taking time to acquire some of these. Oh God, let's see. Okay, I'm on. Let's see. There's somebody on here. Someone. It must be a stuck ship of his. There's another one I can't acquire. There's another one I can't get into inquired for some reason. Wonder how many. If it all says, let's see if it all says rising all the way down. That why does it keep clicking on one of these? Man, I need to clear localization bad. Yeah, all these are them. So I've got over 300 kills in here already. Keep, come on, click on there, stay on the damn thing. How long it took that one to require. That one's broke for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with it. So we can take a break from this one. The next one isn't until like 3 or 4 hours away. So we're gonna go do augments after this. I know might be a little bit boring for you guys in the stream, but like I said, we're having on the. I'm not on the server, but they're keeping stats, so I didn't know anything about this, so I'm playing some catch up today. And like I said, if they want to bring a knife to a gunfight, then that's their problem, not mine. Like even their 70 guy's such a wuss. They won't bring any of his real ships. He's got a couple of ships that might could hit some of my smaller ones, my cubes maybe, but he's too big of a wuss to even try. See, that guy's throwing. That guy that's attacking me, he's doing it with like a spam ship. I don't care if I kill him or kill the guy I'm going after. He doesn't understand that. It doesn't matter to me. Now, normally I go in here looking for HVTs, real ships, but in this event, any ship counts. So might as well kill what they put out there. How much time do we got left in this thing? 6 minutes. D should handle that one. Let my E ship get that one. Go get that one. A ship. B ship. Reship. Ah, damn it. Ah, what a dumbass. Let's go ahead. We're done here. Get back to our ship. See if this shithead's stupid enough to. All right, let's get. What's he got there? What an idiot. I didn't even know I had that one in the. All right, let's see. Let's put that one back. Yeah, so now let's go. I don't use my Reliant till late at night because it's too easily to be killed. But what we're going to do now is we're going to, I'm going to take my Kretschner because there is a thing for rep. So I need to score rep and I need the loot to, for the research. So I was trying a new crew last night. So I'm going to take Janeway out. I'm going to take him out. And be experimenting a little bit. I put it in my Reliant, and it made a difference in the Reliant. I haven't seen what it will do in this ship, but I'm gonna go group, group. I'm gonna put Pike and Sam Kirk right there. Because I was using that my regular grind crew on another one, so I did some experimentation um, the other night. Was eating lunch. Was eating lunch at work. I was wrong way. Ugh. All right, they were saying what they had to say. Quick, okay. I got 162 drops, and you don't get a drop every PvP thing. Who knows how many I really hit? We'll know when they come that leaderboard. But the next one isn't until. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go up in the 68 system. See, my Revenant is strong enough it can grind those D7 ships in this system or this one. Any of the other ones, of course, because it's lower, but it goes to how many of the higher of the two ships, because it usually puts you, like this one's going to give me 52s and 54s. This one's going to give me 56s and 54s. And it just depends on how high they throw at me, how many. But I was able to get like 36 here and about 28 there. I alternated systems so people, because we had people picking them off because they'd go OPC, and which I didn't care if mine got OPC or not because that was not what I was grinding. I was trying to grind the drops. So for me, it was better when they hit more ships than when they didn't. Um, oh, just a second. Need to get me something to drink. Oh, my TV cut off. I have to turn it back on real quick because I need to put it on a fan duel and see when the Belmont Steaks goes off. They won't be able to show it live, but they'll show a replay of it. Let's see, my controller's over there. Because I put it on pause and waited too long. I was so busy. Need to put it back on FanDuel. I wish that FanDuel was legal in Texas. Okay. Okay, I'm turning the sound all the way down. Are they not mentioning the? Let me look on my. Oh, I better look at my ship because I'm sure that ding. Oh gosh, I got pinged. Where's he at? I'm gonna go towards the middle just because I don't know where he's at. I don't see him anywhere. Come on, where is he? There he is. There he is. Okay, let's go attack, recall, and stop. I don't know. Do I feel lucky, guys? I saw the loot ship here. Let's give it a shot. What the heck? Oh, Joe Talamo. He's doing he's doing commentary. He was one of my favorite jockeys. I hope he's doing something like that because he got hurt real bad in a spill and he hasn't been back for a while. And I was kind of wondering what happened to him because he was one of the most up and coming good jockeys in horse racing. And then he just kind of fell off a little bit. He had some injuries and let's see, he's got the both the horses those guys got on their picks here. They're not even close. It looks like this right now. They're showing races from Churchill Downs. I think Money in the Bank is tonight. So if it is, I'll flip it over there and we'll talk about wrestling more while we're playing here. Did you skip? No, no, I didn't skip the faction ships. I didn't skip any of the faction ships, but for the G4 mining ships, I grinded all of them out for reputation. I didn't use any of my credits for them. I got blueprints from rep grinding for them. The reason why I like the faction miners better than the like the generic uh, miners like the Horizon or I can't think of what the one is, the G4 one is, the Nova. Is it Nova? Is the generic G4 one the Nova, or is that the G5 one, the Nova? Well, those are good ships and all, but the thing is they don't have the warp range as the faction ships do. I thought about going to the horse races today. I really thought about going up there. I wished I would have. Looks like Santa Anita looks looking good today. Let's see what the odds were on these horses that just went off. See if they show them. See, they're not even showing. They're not showing. But dang it. Let's see. Let me. I gotta go on my phone and see when the Belmont starts. Okay, so Belmont time is. They just got off the 11th race, so we're uh so it's going to be five. Well, no, that's not right. It's going to be 6:04 my time. I guess the app adjusts for my time. So we got another hour before the Belmont Stakes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the preview thing where they give you 5 free minutes on Fox Sports. I'm going to wait till they're about to use my app here and watch. So I need to set my alarm for 6 o'clock, so we don't miss it. So let's see. Let's change this one to 1800. 1800. And if not, if the time is wrong on it, then uh, I went to Churchill Downs to see the Derby. I guess it was in '04. Whenever the one that were curling and hard spun in them race, I can't remember what year it was. That was a good trip, but my luggage either got stolen or they lost it, and I lost all my souvenirs that I bought for me and my nieces and nephews. And I bought one of those getaway fares that they used to have for American. I've never flown American Airlines since. It's been Southwest or nothing for me since then. But they lost my luggage, and I lost like this is before I had a this is before I had a cell phone and you had the digital camera built in to your cell phone. Uh, I'd bought like a pretty expensive digital camera, and it got stolen. It was in that bag. Then all the souvenirs. Because what I did is on the way up there I took carry on, and then when I was in Louisville uh, I went to like I think I went to Sears and bought like the cheapest luggage that they had, and I put all my souvenirs and stuff in there. I should thought about putting my digital camera in there, and I said, "Oh man, it'll be okay." I mean, but no, I ended up getting lost or stolen, one or the other, and I never saw it again. But I bought a bunch of souvenirs and stuff from Churchill Downs. I want to go back to Churchill Downs because it rained like hell during the Derby, the Kentucky, because I went to the Kentucky Oaks the day before on the Friday, and then on the Friday on Kentucky Derby, it was it's insanely expensive now, but it was still expensive back then. I think I spent $500 on the tickets, and I sat in a really really good place Um, but it was one of those things that um, I didn't get to move around as much as I wanted to and check out all the sites. It's a couple of museums and stuff over there, I think, that I missed out on. But I want to go back just on a regular Friday or something, where it's not crazy busy and I can go around and just sit there and sightsee. But my favorite racetrack in the whole world is Santa Anita. I mean, just from it feels like you're going back into the 20s or 30s when Seabiscuit ran there. I mean the it's but what's so awesome about it is when you go and you're at the track, the betting lines are never really over 2 or 3 men deep. You know, like if you went today at Lone Star Park, you'd have to use the machines or you'd get locked out on betting because they don't have enough tellers there. But uh, to me, Santa Anita is the maybe the best track in the United States. Unfortunately, I just don't like the people that own it from what they've done to horse racing. But as far as going for an experience, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it at all, man. It's but the thing that we're looking for now, what I'm doing is I want these drops. I mean, whatever loot I get is awesome, but I've got so much of the loot right now. I mean, as far as doing the, uh, I'll show you doing the Mr. Tiger's loop. You can see I've got 11 million of. Well, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. I've got 50 million, and it's 4 million a pull for a double pull. Uncommon, I've got 8.4 million, and then you need 800,000 for a double pull. You get what I'm saying? There's not. Okay, we got some. Let's see if we got any. None of all my recruits come out in 6 hours, so that's going to be really good because I'm going to be able to get some more Demarco shards. And where I'm at with her, when this whole loop started, I had like 8 or something like that. I've been able to get over 300 shards from this little loop here. Which, if you don't know what you do, I get these drop boxes. As soon as I get enough 9,000 of these drops. Right now, I got this next pull. I'll have enough to do a mission, and then the mission gives you the insignias, and you use the insignias 2 ways. If you don't have him tiered out like I do, I don't need it for him anymore. You can use the you can use the you can use the insignias to go down here. Where's it at? Where's it at? Past it. Come on, where is it? Oh, it put me back in Fed. I mean, that's a stupid bug. Okay, so you can use the insignias for this con champion upgrade. And what it does is uh, it gives you points, and it gives you this infinity that you can use to get uh, his shards or tear him up when you got your shards. You saw that I needed 10,000 of those to take him to tier 5. But the insignias you can use also for research in the away teams. And right now, what I'm working on is this one, the Apex Shred, against all players, hostiles, and armadas. This might be one of the better researches in the game. Plus, it's going to give me 100,000 power points, which is going to be incredible too. So, and also there's two other things I could do with those insignias in here. I'm sure that some of these other ones, like this one, after I take it up a couple of notches, it's going to need insignias too. Uh, but right now I can do this. I pull one of these, I get pulls in the away team store, and they're good pulls. But for my game, is a person that finally focuses on PvP. This is more important than getting that little extra loot. Because once I finish this one out, then I'll go over here and finish that one, and then by then hopefully I'll have this loot again. All the loot that I'm got right now is going somewhere else. It's going to uh, uh, Carol Marcus, because this uses the same stuff with the tear up Carol Marcus is the same stuff in this research tree, which doesn't make any sense. He should be using Fed credits. It shouldn't be using the same stuff as this because uh, Carol Marcus and McCoy are both Federation officers, but they did it for as a kick in the nuts. Basically, you got to choose whether you want to do the research or uh, tear up your officer, which is bullshit. I didn't even look to see what they have in the store today. Let's see if they got any of that loot. I didn't think they did. I don't think it's in the new either. Oh yeah, you do get some of these Pioneer chests. Huh. Yeah, but the problem is I need the other stuff. I need the I did you buy all three of these to tear up my to upgrade my ships. I think that's all I'm going to spend this week. I also got some of those um, officer deal, and I used them on Giorgio because they're giving us to Giorgio in the overflow for let's find it. Oh, they already pulled it off. But that thing for the Significant event for the people who have it tiered up, the overflow event, they're giving us the Giorgio shard. So I have a chance if they do this, and they've been doing it like every other week during the arc. If they do it again next 2 weeks from now, I may have a shot of taking her to tier 4. And that'd be very significant for in both PVE and PvP because she uses the shred below deck against players, and then right now I have her on the bridge helping me kill these um, deal. I've already killed 44 of them, and I do have some hull damage. It's not very bad. From what I'm looking at here, I'm probably going to be able to do about 250 of these on one hole, but I don't know if I want to do that because my hole's already full of loot. So I'm losing loot every one I want. So I'm going to take it up to 50, go back, dump it, repair, come back. Yeah, like I said, loot's not the most important thing to me, but I don't want to give them that much back. To me, still primary, it's these boxes that drop or the thing that I want the most through this loop right now. Now that will change once I start making, once these pulls start uh, whittling down my reserve there. Then I'll have to come back, put Carol Marcus, and I can do that Picard, Carol Marcus, Rachel Garrett crew. and come up here and just primarily pop these hostiles for loot. Should I have passed? Should I have Latinum by Lat? Uh, it's hard for me to say, man. I don't. The I'm to me the whole getting the Fisha or in the other thing and mining it was always the rewards for the mining was so low that I like I said when back when it was a bigger player on this server and people were doing I used to go kind of OPC players. I would wait on mining Monday and or the Tuesday morning of mining Monday and go in there and just take take cargo holes after cargo holes of latinum from people who mined all night long that were OCP. That's what I did with it. I now there were some events that they had right when that Ferengi whip thing came out that paid off some really good rewards. I did buy the Ferengi whip and I did compete in those events, but since then I don't think I've mined once with it because I don't have to because there's once you get to a higher level and you can start doing the freebooter stuff, uh, you can go into the freebooter faction. I mean, you go in the freeboot, use the freebooters in the X Borg. And when you do your freebooters or not, it gives you this loot, and you can use a bunch of different things you can spend the loot on. One of the things you can spend on the loot is the Fisha Max Latinum efficiency. And when I go in here, I can use 2,800 of the loot. It'll pull 7 chests of that, which will be that much latinum. See, there's no reason to mine it anymore. It's the same thing with the Meridian one. I do one pull. That's two full pulls right there. So you don't have to even do that. Those are the only ones I really cared about. The Manus I did for a while was tearing it up, and I was working on the Strange New World officers. But now I'm done with all that. I don't ever even mess with it anymore. Um, and Defiant, the Botany Bay, the Stella. Now I did use this one here to finish that loop, but I'm probably one of the few people that's played this game who finished the loop without ever scrapping a Stella once, and I did it through here because you make one pull, you get 115,000 of the Stella particles. Why would you need to scrap one after that? And then it gives me all these Eclipse codes I can use. So but yeah, once you get think ops, I don't know, some of the lower players can tell me it's been too long ago because I was already wasn't ops locked out of it when they started. I think it starts at ops 40. And that's what the big thing, Dustin, you're going to have to figure out is when you get hit 40, which of these specialty ships that you're going to focus on, because they're going to be like there's going to be like 6 ships that are going to open up when you go ops 40. Um, the for me the one that you probably need to work on the most is going to be the Vidar because when you get ops 40 and your Devar is completely tiered out, uh, you unlock a mission that gives you the blueprints for your Talios. And even though I was mid 40s when the Talios came out, uh, that was a main ship of mine up until Op 60. I used it to loot grind. I used it to because it was a cheap loot grinder because it had a huge cargo hold. It had great warp range, and it's not bad PvP either. It's not great. You're not gonna punch up on somebody, but you are gonna be able to hold your own against a few people. Um, it's fast. There's a lot to love about that little ship. Um, Sadly, I had to say goodbye to it. I mean, I still got it. I'm not. You can't scrap it, but I haven't used it maybe 3 times since I turned six. Op 70 or op 60. I'm sorry, or 61. Take that 61. But up until then, it was a ship I used every day. I used every day. To me, it's one of the best specialty ships they've ever made because it has multiple uses. It's not a one-trick pony like this uh, Reliant they just got. Now, I am seeing. Oh gosh, I went way over 50 talking. Okay, let's go ahead and fly it back. Dump dump our cargo hold as soon as it gets through doing its thing here. Um, Gosh, my throat's dry. I got to fill up my Dr. Pepper again. Okay, but not all specialty ships are, I think, are worth the hassle. Now, one is a lower player I did not get to experience because by the time when we got in our server, when our server age, when the Defiant came out, um, I was already Ops 46 and already had 242 ships and a 46 ship. And the Defiant, I heard people talk about this and that about it. I didn't unlock it because at first I didn't see any use for it, but then the guy that was the admiral of our alliance was just telling me, "Man, you got to have this ship." And I got it, and then I found out it was not worth it for me. And then that's me. Now, if I was like a low 30s player, and I'm not sure what level you're able to get that ship. But if I was in my 30s or even low 40s and needed a third ship to do like solo armadas with, then yeah. But there was no ship in my armada group. There was no ship that the Defiant was going to replace. And that's what you got to look at. There are special ships I bought for one reason and one reason only, for the refineries. I'm not going to do that anymore. Um, I did it for the Reliant because of how good the officer sourcing is in the faction store. And I tell you what, it doesn't do a bad job on those on the thing that it's made for the grinding these D7s. You get a good amount of pulls with it. Okay, let's take. I must go ahead and take. I'm just going to go to 100 and come back. I'm already close enough to it. That'll give me enough boxes to make a mission, and then after I do the mission, I can reset. Gosh, it's getting warm in here. I'm gonna turn my AC on. Just oh, you took off. Oh, what? What? That's a joke. Let's see. This is racing now. I'll look and see if it tells me on Belmont. Oh, Belmont race off. Okay, this is not telling me what I need to know. Yeah, that that kind of threw me for a loop, guys, because for it kind of threw me up for a loop because forever NBC has always covered the Triple Crown races and the Breeders' Cup, and I got freaking Peacock now, and now I can't even. But yeah, the Defiant, I would not be the person to ask about the Defiant because by the time it came into the game, it was pretty much an obsolete ship for me because I already had faction ships that were way powerful than it. And now it has the buff, but you've got the Sorrentos, which that is not a ship I would not pass on because of the other stuff that comes with the Sorrentos, like the events that you get I think it's every Wednesday. Uh, just for the events, there's a lot of mats and that Sorrentos events, and also it is a good way to source Tendy and Mariner shards. Um, the Sorrentos is a decent ship. The buff is really good, but the Titan, the gimmick ship Titan, not the battleship, the one that's uh, which is wheels off, that they would actually name the ship that before, if they were ever planning on putting the Titan from the Picard series in the game, they should have gave that some other name. Like I was told Rev once when we were talking about, they should have never put the Titan in the game. What they should have done is sold like a skin to put on your Sorrentos that gave you the max fortification boost um, instead. Because basically the the regular boost that the Titan gives you and the one that Sorrentos does are pretty much the same thing. So what they could have done is sold a $99 skin to put on your Sorrentos that gave you that max fortify, and then we don't have a useless, you don't have multiple ships that do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, and now it's come in handy a couple times. Now when we're in a incursions where there was a guy that was like a I think I was like 66 at the time, and he was a 69. Uh, I did max fortify and do a Sorrentos boost on my cube and went over there and went to town on the guy with my cube, and he couldn't figure out what I was doing to beat him. And then there was another time I used it to beat a hostile I couldn't beat in one of the missions or whatever. I triple boosted. I did Sorrentos, max fortified, then do the regular fortified, and then I also did the defiant. And I tried that on that Khan's nightmare mission hostile, and that didn't really work. It went from me dying in 1 round to 6 rounds though. But so when my uh, Kreshna gets a little bit higher, I'll be able to maybe go up there and I was right. You're gonna be doing about, I don't know. It's gonna do about the same as my other one. It looks like I'm gonna get slightly, maybe slightly less than 200, and then my other one I was doing like 220. So my other crew was actually doing better. For some reason, it worked better in the Reliant than it did with my Kratch here. But my regular augment crew is a little bit better than this one. At least it answered the question for me. I mean, it's not doing horrible. This would not, if you don't have you don't have the other guy tiered up as high as I do. This might be a way to go, because if you played the game for a while, your Pike and your Sam Kirk is going to be. So this is a good alternate crew, but it's not the best crew now. Now that I've done enough of them, I can say that. But it wasn't the case with the Reliant for some odd reason. This crew worked better than Reliant than the one that I'm going to change this to once I get back. Can't tell you why. But I'm going to hit 6 more hostiles and I'm going to fly it back, repair, change crew, run that mission, and then I should have enough to do that. I should be able to do that research, and it will actually help me even more on this because the Apex Shred definitely is a player against these hostiles, and I'm going to be boosting it quite a bit. Defiant and SEC really looks like underpowered compared to the cannon of the Defiant. What? The Defiant and SPC to cannon. Oh, yeah, you mean far as the one in uh, DS9? Yes, I would probably say you're right on that, but if they were going to use a Defiant the way they were using a DS9, it wouldn't be what it didn't buff anything in DS9. It would be it would be a PvP ship. It wouldn't be a specially PVE ship. It would be definitely be like it would be like the cube. How people are using the cube. If it was anything like it was in the Defiant, as long as you don't let Cisco fly it. Because you know that whoever was the head maintenance guy that fixed the ships, um, he'd be cussing it every time Cisco took that dang thing out. Because every time at the end of the episode, it was getting towed back by one of the shuttle crafts. And I laugh when I see people on Facebook list him as one of the best captains. He was like the worst captain. He wasn't even really a captain. He was a head of a space station. To me, the best captain in Star Trek, the series, was Archer by far. There's not even anyone close. Now, Pike, the way that they're using Pike in Strange New Worlds, uh, I would put him second, and then probably Picard third, and then Kirk not last, but Kirk was kind of a wild card. Um, but if if Star Trek was real, um, Jean-Luc Picard would have lost his captain commission after the first time one of the aliens took control of his mind. They would never let somebody that happen to somebody take stay in command of a ship. That's all that whole thing has always bothered me. Even and if not after the Borg deal, no. Would they let him go teach in Starfleet Academy? Probably. Best officer that blew out. I don't remember. That was not my favorite series. I used to call it Space Mall. But I didn't. What I didn't know that there'd be worse series that would follow it, like Voyager and Discovery. Now, the only reason Discovery is not the worst one ever is just because the first two seasons were good, and it also gave us Strange New Worlds and the whole Lorca thing, and that was a really good storyline. But the fatal flaw of Discovery was the main character was not likable. And that was kind of the same way with Voyager. There's only been two series that I stopped watching in real time, and it was Voyager and Discovery. I've never watched the last two seasons of Discovery, and but I did go back when I found out we're going to have a Voyager arc. I did go back and watch all the Voyager episodes, and they're not as bad as I remember. I just know that I hated the actress that played Janeway so much that was the biggest reason I stopped watching it. Because really, if what's his name should have put her through a uh, what is that thing called? Uh, oh gosh, I can't. Now I'm drawing a blank. He should have jettisoned her out of space after the first time she meddled with another alien and it almost cost the crew the ship and whatever. Okay, we got our 100, I think. Whoa, I went way over. I just get. Okay, let's go ahead and send it back. Let's go ahead and stop it and send it back. But yeah, he should have put it through an airlock. He should have threw it through an airlock halfway through season one and took over command himself. And then they would have had to decide whether they were going to fly back home or find a uninhabited planet that they could call their own. Yeah, I mean, uh, now the whole Mirrorverse arc that we just had not too long ago, that was based off of a comic series um, where the Enterprise, the Next Generation crew, um, Mirrorverse, and that was a really good storyline. And that storyline, Captain Picard, uh, he was still the captain of the Stargazer, and the Enterprise was an experimental ship that the Terran Empire was making, and he got he teamed up with Riker, who was whoever the commander of the Enterprise was at the time, and mutiny, and he stole a ship. And for the first part of the comic, he was fighting both their enemies and the Terran Empire. And then they saw what a badass he was with the ship. They changed their mind and let him keep it. And but it was a really good story. It was like art. The Enterprise Mirror Universe was a really good story. I wish they would have done it. I wish they would have done a season of the Terran Empire on Enterprise. But I talked to the actor. I can't think of his real name, but the guy who played Tucker. They had like a Star Trek con here in Dallas. I think it was back. I believe it was back in November. Um, well, it was like a 3 day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, Friday there was not very many people there, and I saw that they were at a table and nobody was even going up and talking to him and the guy that played Malcolm. So I went up there and got Tucker's autograph. I always liked his character and everything. So I started as I was leaving. I go, man, they really did your character wrong. And at the end, man, that was one of the most things I was most unhappy with. I said it sucked that they didn't give y'all a real finale, and then they did your character like that. And we talked after that. We talked over an hour. Just didn't expect it. I was just saying, because I love that series. That was one of Enterprise series is one of my favorite. And so we talked over an hour, and when he was telling me, um, 'cause he asked me, well, what was your favorite episode? And I told him the Mirrorverse. And he started laughing. He goes, well, that's my least favorite one. And then he told me why. He goes, well, he said that when they went through the read through of it all the other actors had like real in depth direction on what their character was going to be like, and his character really had nothing to go by. So he thought, well, man, I'll just screw with them, and so he comes up with this. He puts the eye patch on, and he kind of talks like a pirate a little bit, and he's doing it as a goof, and and the freaking director of the episode loved the hell out of that. So he was stuck doing that the rest of the episode. And he goes, man, if we would have done a whole season of that, I would have drove me crazy. And I go, well, I'm sorry, man, but I love that episode. The whole premise was awesome, And he goes, well, you're probably right, but it just wasn't a good experience for me. I mean, DS9 I thought was a dumb premise. The whole space station thing. I hate the Ferengis, and it was like heavy Ferengi storylines and stuff. To me, like Ferengis were like the roach race of uh, of the Star Trek thing, and I didn't like any of the Ferengi crap. And about the only reason I watched it was Dax. Dax had it going on, man. She was hot. Her character was good. It had depth. She, you know, I watched that series for Dax, and I told Terry Farrell that too when I saw her. And uh, I didn't see her at a Star Trek convention. I actually saw her like in the wild somewhere. I think it might have been when I was in L.A. I can't remember what the premise was, but I actually met Terry Farrell once, uh, and I recognized her as being Dax from Star Trek, and she was really kind. I didn't beat her ass or anything, asking her questions and stuff, but she was, I told her, hey, you're the reason I watched DS9. Your character was the best character on the series, and she really appreciated that. So uh, she was kind of a sweet lady too. I did want to ask some questions, but I sure didn't do. I didn't go there. Sometime in life, like uh, I got. There was a time. Okay, this was back when the stars back in the '90s. Uh, WCW was big back then. They had just did something at the same arena where the stars play. Well, they had some star players. They brought some stars players and put them in the gimmick while they were here. And so Bill Goldberg had made friends with Brett Hull and a couple of the other guys. So he followed the Stars that year that they were going to the Stanley Cup Finals. And so I was going to, like, I think it was the championship round. It wasn't the Stanley Cup Finals, but it was the championship round. I'm some friends of mine from church. We all were going to the Stars game for the I think it was game 5 or something like, I can't remember, but so I'd ordered something from the Star Center and still hadn't got it back. It was an autographed Joe Newendike, uh, like a little plaque. It had like a little piece of one of his jerseys in or something like that. It got lost. I never got it, but I got my money back for it. But that's not really what I'd rather have had the Joe Newendike thing. But anyway, that's a long story. But so I go to the Star Center, had a little thing, concession thing, little with memorabilia and stuff, and I went to go check on it because still hadn't gotten it. And so they told me they were going to. They took my number down. They actually did call me back later on. But so I was separated from my group, and I was just going to go meet them at their seats. And so I go in the door, and when I go in the door, who's going in the door with me? Bill Goldberg. And so I just do a knowing nod to him. I don't say, hey, there's Goldberg, or whatever. I just say, give him kind of a knowing nod. And then he signals to me. He goes, hey, man. He goes, where's the best steakhouse here in Dallas? And I said, well, you got a couple of choices. I like Bob's, but uh, Roost Chris is good. And then I told him a couple of others. But I said, but Bob's is not far from this arena. You can. And he goes, well, thank you, man. And so then one of the finals of the game, and I see him again. Believe it or not, what's the odds of that? I see Goldberg again, and he remembers. He goes, hey, dude. He goes, oh man, that Bob's was the one of the best eating experiences I've ever had. He goes, hey, do you want to go in my suite for a while? So I said, yeah, sure. So I go in there and sit with him for about half a period, you know, thank him and go away. But that was that was one of those things where if you don't, here's a dummy who's coming in here is going to get killed. He doesn't know it yet. That's what you call the most unlucky person in the world. That I'm sitting here looking inside my. Oh, I killed it with a PVE crate too. But anyway, so anyway, let's go ahead and we'll we'll go into the faction store to get back to the game. But sometimes it pays off not to. You see a famous person not to go nuts over it, and that was one of those where I just kind of gave Goldberg the knowing nod that I knew who he was and whatever. And another time that happened to me too was when I was at San Anita for the Breeders' Cup. I met Joe Pesci, and he had a horse running in one of the races, and so did I. I owned a little mite. When I say that, I owned like a hundredth of 1% of a horse that was running in there. It was one of those group things, and I saw Joe Pesci there, and kind of gave him a knowing nod. Didn't go there and bother him, and you just sitting at the paddock area. And then he comes up to me and he goes, "Well, hey man, do you got a horse in this race?" I go, "Yeah, mine's the." I go, mine's called Lazy Daisy, and she, I said, but she ain't got a choice. He goes, I say, see that British idiom horse right there? I said, she's bigger than any of the colts that were in the previous race. I said that there's no that. I said any horse in this field is running for second after that beast over there, and of course that's what happened. It goes horse goes out, slays back just a little bit, and uh, goes to the front. So his horse is running in the next race. So he goes back there. I go back to the paddock area again to kind of look at the horses, because I always do. And he kind of signed me over a little bit. And he goes, "Yeah, that was a good tip on that, man. I won like," he goes, he goes, I bet 500 bucks across the board on that horse, and that was a good tip, man. He goes, "Who do you like in this one?" I said, "Well, you got a horse running in this race. Your horse has got a good shot." He goes, "Yeah, I know that, but is there any one of these you like? You seem like you got the eye." And then we both were sitting there talking about it and stuff, and it was a pretty good experience. I didn't bother him again. I saw him one other time, just kind of waved at him and went on. But 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 he loved that one. I said, "That's freaking Secretariat running with these fillies in there." And he started laughing. But I resisted. I resisted saying to him when he said, "Man, thanks for that." I resisted all I could not to say, "Forget about it." I resisted all I had not to do that, because I knew that would be so lame to do that to a dude like that. Uh, uh, but he seemed like a pretty cool dude, actually. I didn't beat him over the head about like, "Man, I loved you in Goodfellas, man. You were like," didn't go there, didn't bother him about, say, just two guys look two guys doing something they like to do is watch the horses. Okay, so now let's go over to Fox Sports. That was telling me that the race is about to come on. Come on. Here we go. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go back to my, because sometimes the races fall behind. Uh, I'm gonna go to my Daily Racing 40 app and see when is the next post. Okay, so we got 2 minutes to post, and is it race 13? Making sure. Yes, it's race 13. So we got 2 minutes to post. So I'm going to keep my app open, and when it gets down to post time, I'm going to switch it over to Fox. In fact, I'll get it all set up. What's this? Netflix? No good. Let's go to Fox. Fox Sports. There we are. Whoops. I don't want to do that. I need to minimize it, because once you open that deal, it'll start counting on you. Okay, so we're gonna wait till it gets to 1 minute to post, and we're gonna wait for post time, because the race, it's sometimes it takes them about a minute or two to load them in the gate, and then the race itself lasts about 2 minutes. So we're gonna watch it live. But anyway, we'll go down here. We'll see if we should have got enough to do the 9,000 mission. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look here and say I got 11,000. So we'll be able to do it the next run too. So that gave me my mission, and I go out and I get this, and you can see it put my mission hostel there, and I can my um, Op 70 ship are powerful enough. I don't even have to put a specialty crew to beat it. Okay, and this I donate this, and then it will give me these insignias, and I get 4,000 for that mission. So that puts me well and over the top on the research I want to do. So we're gonna go to the weight teams. Okay, now it says 0 time to post. This should give me enough time to watch the whole thing. Okay, so let's go to Fox Sports again and click on it. Okay, we can watch it live. Oh, come on, man. No, don't tell me you're doing this to me. It locked me out. Jeez. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for YouTube. Let's see if somebody. We'll see if somebody's. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Come on. I hit YouTube TV instead of YouTube. Let's see. See if we get lucky. Somebody might have it pirated. Let's see. Belmont Stakes 2025. Okay, let's see if there's anybody doing it live. Nope. Let's see what they're doing on Naira. Skip survey. Nope. Damn it. Well, we'll have to wait, man. I'm gonna flip it over to Peacock and see if it, uh, the first part of Money in the Bank should have started by now. I'll just have to watch the race. I should have went to Lone Star Park. I was gonna go up there and bet, but really, I would be just picking favorites. I don't like doing that. Should be WWE. Let's go this side here. Okay, WWE. Okay, it's live now. So we're gonna watch Money in the Bank. Okay, so we got Money in the Bank going. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, the biggest priority of all these researches in here, I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Hey, sorry, turn down the volume. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my speed up. You'll see what takes it for the next level. Next level is gonna take 15,000 of them. So that's gonna take a little bit to work on, get that one down, but we will get it done. Oh hell, that's what this dumbass is doing. What's this dummy doing? To raid. Oh my God, she's so hot. There's Alexa Bliss. They're doing the women's uh, Money in the Bank match. God, I don't know. Alexa might be maybe one of the hottest chicks to ever be in the WWE. Her, Stacy Keebler. Stacy Keebler was just a knockout. Okay, he's shielded. Okay, we got that done. That might see if that gives us enough loot to How much of the loot did it give us? Not enough. Okay, let's go. Let's see who it needs. No, you're not getting that. Getting him. Sorry, pal. Let's see who else we got in here that might be able to help. What if I put him in there? Let's see. Let's go ahead and move him. Find somebody that actually has some traits. How about? All right, let's look. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this one. Because I'm definitely not using Jocelyn in there. Okay, so he did get some Rachel Garrett. But hey, guys, what I'm going to do now is since I didn't get to do the Belmont steak stuff that I wanted to do, I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to rename it to Money in the Bank. I'm going to come right back on, okay? Just so I'm going to end it and I'm going to come right back online.